Welcome back, guys. Today we are working on our 87 Taurus Wagon. We're going to attempt to do the brakes on the front of this thing. We got the parts, we got our few basic tools that we'll need, and I thought what better way to keep procrastinating that bad fuel pump than do the front brakes, because I guess with a bad fuel pump we can't really test what we do, but that's besides the point. So I guess without further ado, let's dig into this baby and get these brakes changed. Okay, first thing, we want to get this hubcap popped off here gently. At least try to. There we go. Set this over here out of the way. And then let's pop our lugs off. Okay, there we go. Come on, get out of there. Pop this wheel off. Alright. Look at that. Nice and rusty. Now, if you remember from the previous video, our little introduction, we were having really bad vibrations in the wheel when we would brake, coming down to a stop. And these are pretty grooved too. They were warped. It was giving off signs of warped rotors. We're unsure how long this thing really set for. We assume around 3 years minimum. But you'd apply the brake and then they would flutter the wheel real bad. Usually a sign of a warped rotor, because it looks like he's got a pretty good amount of meat still on them. Not bad. They're probably about half. And our new ones here, yeah, they're about half. And I got some grooves in it. This should be smooth, but other than that, can't really do anything for a warped rotor. You can get them turned, I suppose, but these were so cheap from Rock Auto. I think they were $9 a rotor or something. So we're just gonna throw new ones on here and go from there. Now these are the best made in China rotors you could find. It's kind of surprisingly hard to find parts for this guy that are good. I went through a couple sets of brake pads just to kind of get the right one, and none of them were a perfect match. These were the closest, but there's these little, I'll show you here when we get them off, there's these 3 little prongs that sit inside that piston, and no matter what ones I got, wagon ones, sedan ones, they just did not fit. But basically this should be fairly easy. We got 2 bolts to take off that are, did I get the wrong size? Nope, I'm just blind here. Two bolts to get off this caliper. Then it just slides out of the way, slide our pads off, pull our rotor off, and theoretically it shouldn't take too long. Now this is an 87, I think Taurus came out in 86, so it's got some weird stuff on it, I assume, because it's kind of a new to Ford model. They probably were experimenting, and Ford likes to overcomplicate things. But looks like the CV axle boot's a little ripped. It's not good. Got some rubber boots blown out on our outer tie rod too. But you know, let's just keep thinking about that low mileage. And we'll just pretend we don't see any of these other maintenance issues. Brake lines don't look terrible either. Forgot to look to see if I could get those. Maybe I did get them and I don't remember. Okay, is this loose? Are we loose? I feel like I've backed this off 6 times now. I think we're loose. couple more testy turns. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're loose. Okay. Try to get this done before the sun actually bakes me alive. It's a nice balmy 90 out right now. And it's morning, so that's always good. Well, remember how these, I think they pop off the bottom first. Oh, no, it's got this stupid safety, or I'm not sure what this is. Little metal bracket here. And then it should pry up. As long as I remember correctly, which is never the case. There we go. Alright, that rotor's already loose. I'd figure it'd be hermetically sealed like the bow of the Titanic there. There you go. Ah, those are rusty. These could be the original. I don't know if you could get 80,000 miles off original pads back then. Maybe. Probably. Pretty low. So I'm talking about. It's got that weird claw thing that fits inside the piston housing here. Piston looks okay. The boot's not ripped or anything, so we might get by with a couple more years of this caliper. I think I can get calipers for this. I think I saw them. Or did I already get them? I already got them. I lost them. But I found the brake pads. That's all that matters. This is what I'm talking about. It's got like these extra little clamps on here, and then this big guy goes against the caliper bracket here. Just kind of a weird design. It keeps it in there, I guess. I'm sure we're gonna have fun getting this to line up with the new ones, but basically this guy, put it in the right way, it helps. We go inside here and just kind of pry against the inner of that. However, every caliper I sourced, whether it be the wagon, the sedan, they all had the same thing, but it was way too big. It was about the size of this whole outer thing. And you tried to bend these just slightly, it would snap right off. Which this was the first ones I tried and obviously snapped and couldn't return. Then I ordered ones for the sedan. Same thing, too big. So I guess we're just gonna do without and hope it works. Because all that really does is just keep that centered in here, I assume for installation purposes, but we're gonna have to ignore that for now because we don't have a fix for it right now. So we're gonna put this caliper over here out of the way. Actually, we should probably take the brake pad off first, huh? Because this does not look like fun. It looks like it just kind of comes up, so I'll fight that in a second. This is our rotor. If you're kind of new to brakes, they're pretty easy, but it can be annoying. So you can kind of see these are probably rusting just from sitting. Got some rust pits, but all that unevenness is grooves that pads have worn into the rotor, and over time those can really cause havoc on your pads. So it's a good idea if you're just changing pads and you got some major grooves like that, change your rotors too, or get them turned. Because what will happen is those grooves will just eat into your brand new pads and then just basically ruin your brand new pads. This looks okay. We're going to clean this off, clean some of this rust off so that way it doesn't try to stick, but this guy, these might need replaced. Oh yeah, pretty gross in there. Where's that ripped boot? We're going to have to do something about it to see if I can find a driver's side CV axle, or at least the boot, I guess. Probably gonna have to replace this line. It doesn't look the best. Starting to wear out. It is an 87 already, so see if I can find those. I don't think I found them. I thought I had them ordered, but I think they were completely wrong. We got our little caliper bolts here. Put some grease on these, get these lubed up again. They're pretty tight in there. They should be loose. They do make specialty caliper grease that I like to use. Everything else doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's kind of gross. Looks like we got a small, tiny, if you look real close, right about there, there might be an oil leak somewhere, but really gotta look. Other than that, get this cleaned up, get that other pad off, and then we'll shove on. Alright, let's get this guy off here. It is already hot. I am sweating. Let's pry this up. Pry this up. Get this guy off of here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that weird design. Regular brake pad was too complicated, I guess. Left hand side. So the directional, that's good. Wonder if I got lucky and opened the right one. Don't even see a mark on these. Oh, there's a little L right there. Awesome. We guessed correct. Okay, let's put this out of the way. I know I don't have any caliper holder swinger thingies, so don't get too upset. I like to take just a cheap drill and a little brass brush head. You can get on Amazon or wherever you want to get it at. And just clean some of this rust. Especially around the hub here. Okay, that's a little better. Take some brake clean. Give it a little spray. Grab your rag that you forgot. Get up for the 15th time. Walk around aimlessly in your garage. Forget why you walked in here. See your rag. And return. Okay. Wipe some of this off. This just helps the rotor sit a little better against. That's some big ants. Anywho's, get our shiny new rotor. You can kind of tell this one's not too bad, but you can kind of see the thickness there between the new one and the old one. This one's a little thicker. Wow, that backside's really grooved. It's got some heat spots in it, it looks like, too. You can see some dark. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but that's some, you can feel the grooves, too. Old Grandma must have been late for bingo a few times and had to really step the brakes when she was coming in 105. Obviously, that's a joke. This car can't do 105. Now with all new rotors, spray it down. That rust preventative coating off of there. Give it a good wipe. One more spray. Get the fuzzies off. Let that sit for just a second. And we're going to take a look at our new pad. Make second guesses about our life choices. And then attempt to put this on. Okay. So I guess we could just kind of wedge this on here. Like so. And it's got these tiny little rivets it's got to sit in. There we go. Okay. That wasn't terrible. Is it needed? No, but it's there. And we don't have a way for this one to hold in anymore, so we'll just kind of push that in. It would also help if I knew what I was doing and I pushed the piston in before I did this. So, because this was so fun, I want to do it again and push the piston. First day on the job. What can I say? Okay, push the piston in. Let's see, I guess we could grab this old one that still fits in there. That barely fits in there. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. Get our high quality Walmart brand caliper compressor. Some people use a C-clamp. I've used C-clamp, channel locks, whatever you got. I think this was a stocking stuffer at one point. And we just twist it in, compress that piston to fit these new thick pads. This thing, I think, is actually more work than a C-clamp. The handle is just the roughest plastic. Basically, all this does is just push that. I don't know if you can even see that, but it just slowly pushes this piston in to allow the new thicker pads to fit. And we got the cap off the master cylinder to let some of that pressure release. Push that all the way. Take this guy out. Pop this off. About drop everything. That's fine. I guess while we're here, I do want to take these bolts, caliper pins, whatever you want to call them, and put a little bit of this, just your generic brake grease. You can get it O'Reilly or Amazon or wherever you want to get it. Put just a little bit of this on there to help these slide. This will increase horsepower by 17%. Not really. Give these a little bit of push. Get that grease worked in there. Look frantically for your rag that you lost again. Find it. And then do the other side. Same way. Take our little pin, our little brush. Apply just a little bit of grease. You don't need a whole buttload. I like to do this on all calipers. Okay. Especially if they don't have any. Or at least wipe the old grease off. Alright, now let's put this pad back on. Again. Somehow. There we go. Give her a few taps. There we go. Grab this guy. That should be in far enough. I hope so. Probably should check. Keep that out for now, I guess. We're going to set this back in here just for a second. Stay. Grab this guy. Throw our rotor on. Grab this. Our pad. Okay. Now we're pretty much ready to attempt to put this back on. Make sure these bolts aren't sticking out all the way. That grease kind of helps them stay where they need to. Wipe the excess off my fingers because I am extremely messy somehow. And we're just going to, let's see, how did this go? This top's got to go first, which we'll probably have to fight this tension bracket thing on this pad, whatever the heck you want to call it. Get that up on there. That's why they have that rear pad like that, because boy, it's kind of a hassle to not have that held in. And then we wrestle this down like so, and boom, slide it down. Okay, I think we're good. Give it a few taps, settle it all in, nice light taps. Push these back in. Okay. Okay. As you can see, we got her in there. Got that rotor in there. And this guy's got a hold against this bracket for whatever reason to keep tension this direction. These guys slip over this, and then the whole thing just turns down and rests against the bottom bracket. Kind of a strange bracket design. There's our grease tip pins that kind of pushed out a little bit, but we're good. We just got to get these put in, and we're done. And find that cap because I knocked it off. And that is a little bit of brake fluid that leaked out of the master cylinder when we were compressing this piston. The fluid's got to go somewhere, so pop the cap off and let that fluid pop out a little bit, and then we'll just replace what came out if need be and go from there. Okay, let's get this thing lined up to where these want to go in. See if we can find some threads, any threads, cross threads. Just kidding. Probably have to wrestle this for a little bit until we find it. Because they don't exactly go exactly where it needs to be. Oh, I think we found it. Yep, got the bottom one. I think. Could be lying. Still unsure. Might just be turning. Just turning. Okay. Might actually have to take a peek. Can't see. It's too dark. Perfect. Well, let's try the top one. Maybe the top one's in here. Boy, it's hot. Now, come on. Why are you fighting me? Be nice. I'm trying to save you. Oh, there we go. Get the top one started. Basically, most of the time brakes are pretty easy. But really, all we did was use a flat blade, a Taurus bit socket, impact hammer, and an optional brush. So fairly easy to do brakes on most vehicles. I always say the older stuff's easier to work on, and most of the time it is, but sometimes you get this funky stuff that they were kind of experimenting with. Brand new model, they probably didn't know if the Taurus was going to work out. There, we get the bottom one in now. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice and snug. Check this one, there we go. Wipe off that little bit of extra grease. Okay. And that is it. Our rotor and pads are now changed on the driver's side of our Taurus Wagon. Where's the LX Wagon? I'll go ahead and do the other side off camera. Or I may wait till this evening. It's a little toasty. My head's hot. Put this tire back on. Get this guy on here. There we go. Grab our luggy nuts. These bad boys started. There we go. I think after we do this, I get that other side done. Probably with movie magic, because it is hot. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's hot. I think we're out of things to do. We'll have to do the fuel pump, which we really need to do anyway. It's kind of in the way. There's a hood on top of it from another car. It's just, I miss driving this. It was very fun when it ran. Most cars are that way, I guess. Torqued. Okay. Put our faded center cap. And that'd be it. We've officially done one side of our Taurus Wagon. So I guess that'll do it for me. Next up, I think You really should do the fuel pump. Maybe when it's a little warmer out, because it is getting chilly now with that slight hot breeze. So, I think we're good. Brakes are pretty easy. I don't think that took too long. We'll get this finished up, do the other side, and then I guess it's time for a fuel pump. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day.